So Squid Game Season 3 just dropped, and I'ma be honest, I thought it was completely, utterly heat. Oh my god! We got hands, we got annoying ass characters, we got aura farming, we got a little baby. And this season led to one of the craziest endings I ever seen in a show. So let's talk about it. So after the attempt to take down the games was completely shut down, Gion wakes up in the room with all the players, and obviously he blames himself for failing, and everyone starts to come for him. But dog, this dude player 7 is low-key an S-tier instigator, cause he tells Gion hey yo, Daeho failed to bring the ammo to y'all. He's probably why y'all got cooked like some fucking bums. And after he said that shit, Gion instantly locked the fuck in, and a demon had awoken inside of him. This man Gion was staring at Daeho down from the minute he fell asleep to the minute he woke up. And imagine being Daeho in this situation, and the first thing you see when you wake up is someone staring at you like this, looking like these. And bro, Gion gotta be an elite rage baiter for this shit, because he had Daeho completely crashing out by simply staring at him before the 4th game. So we move on to the 4th game, and the 4th game was revealed to be a mixture of hide and seek, with the hiders having these keys to open certain doors to try and find an exit, while the seekers have to kill one hider in order to pass. And all the major characters are all split in some sort of way, and throughout this whole game there's a whole lot going on, so I'm gonna just summarize it as best as I can. First, we got Gion on a hunt to kill Daeho, and this motherfucker for real tried to hide behind the door, and Gion was just looking at him like, really nigga? And it turns out bro was a complete fraud. Bro is a bigger bust than Patrick Williams and Killian Hayes combined. His past, him being a Marine, he was lying about everything, which low-key killed his character, because I felt they could have gone in a whole different direction with his character, but it don't matter. Gion ended up tussling with him and killing bro with his bare hands. R.I.P. Daeho. Your character was done so dirty and was hella undeserved. Next, we got what might be one of the most unexpected duos of the season. Players 124 and 333. These two deadass were trying to unlock a kill streak or some this game, because these motherfuckers had already passed, but they decided they were going to try and kill everybody they saw. And hold on. Is he singing the fucking Fortnite emo while doing this shit? Yeah, nah, he got that. Straight demon behavior. Third, we got the solos. Player 7, who was on his own, but he wasn't really doing anything for real, because he just didn't have the strength to willingly kill somebody. Number 44, who was with a bunch of NPCs saying that she was going to lead them the way to the exit. And when she saw not only it wasn't the exit, but player 333 and 124 on demon time, she got to step in without saying another word. Man, this the shit your homeboy pulls when he finally gets a girlfriend for real. Just leaving your ass out to dry. Man, player 100 did the same fucking shit. And then this motherfucker player 125 started giving into mental peer pressure and took one of Thanos' drugs. And this dude was tripping harder than Thanos and this motherfucker Namgyu combined. All bro wanted to do was find Sammy and ended up killing this witch lady while he was seeing shit like this. Lastly, we got what I think were the focal characters of this game. The trio of 120, 149, and 222. And in this game in particular is where 222 was just getting absolutely fucked by the plot, because 222 is so severely handicapped going into this game because of her pregnancy, and after running away from a seeker, she pulls a Caleb City and fucks up her ankle real bad. And to put the cherry on top, her water broke and was about to give birth in the middle of this game. The baby was coming, dog. And as soon as she gave birth, a seeker rolled up into the room and was probably hornswoggled thinking, how the fuck is there a baby in the game? But then bro quickly snapped back to reality and tried to kill all of them, including the baby. Like bro, 222 cannot catch a fucking break, god damn. And it was up to 120 to protect her, and she went off. She was fucking bro up while unarmed and absolutely cooked him. And after finding the exit, instead of going through, she decides to go back and tell 222 and 149, but then she gets stabbed by 333. Fuck, man. And this one was really depressing, because she could have left them and went through the exit and survived. But nah, she decided to help them and caught a stray bullet. Well, in this case, a stray knife, but you get what I'm saying. And bro, this dude 333 gotta be up there for one of the most deadbeat dads ever. Shit, he might be worse than Toji, cause at least Toji cared about his son in the end. Cause bro just slimed out the motherfucker that got stabbed protecting his baby mama. And after 222 saw 120 die in front of 333 and what he did, he didn't even try to reason with her why he killed her. He ain't even asked to see the baby that she was clearly holding. He just left to go get the milk. Bro didn't even give a fuck about no baby. And to put more salt on the wound, player 7 couldn't find anyone to kill and tried to kill 222 out of desperation, but then he ended up getting stabbed in the back by his own mother trying to protect the newborn baby. Like, bro, that's 3 major characters from the last scene gone in one episode. And if you thought the depression of seeing so many beloved characters would stop in the show, you're fucking wrong. After the 4th game happened, player 149 pleaded to Gi-hun to help 222 and her baby, and after she did that, she saw herself out and unalived herself because she couldn't bear the weight of killing her own son. Fuck, bro, this one hurt really bad in real time. And the death of 149 left 222 all alone with her baby in the next game, so Gi-hun proceeded to fulfill her wish and help them. The next game was a deadly ass game of jump rope. If you get clocked by this shit once, you fall all the way down to your death. And yeah, 222 is most likely gonna die. She can barely even walk. But the VIPs watching this thought, how could we make 222's already hard, miserable life even harder? I know, let's make the baby a player in the game. And they deadass thought, shit, that's a good idea. Let's do it. And when I saw them consider this baby that is roughly 12 hours old a player in this deadly ass game of jump rope, I knew this shit was just genuinely cooked. Not only does this girl have less vertical than Andrea Bargnani, you're making her baby cross the finish line too as a player? Wow. Man, homegirl can't have shit in this show for real. So because 222 is basically borderline crippled, she tells Gi-hun to take the baby cross to the other side first and he can just help her later at the very end. And while these NPCs are fighting each other trying to get across, they are wasting so much time. So 333 tries to offer help, but 222 tells him to shut his bitch ass up and to keep his bum ass away from her and her baby. And unfortunately, time ran out before Gi-hun could help her, and 222 was as good as dead and committed unaliving herself by walking off the bridge. Like, bro, she had the most odds stacked against her since the beginning and she made it all the way to the 5th game. I respect her hella, but after the 5th game is when some bullshit starts to happen. Since the VIPs were counting the baby as a player and 222 died, they decided they were just going to make the baby hold the title of player 222. So in a nutshell, player 222 just hopped off her main and went onto her alt account and got reincarnated into a baby and is currently rage baiting all these NPCs because apparently their already big pot of money is not enough for their greedy ass. And right now, maybe it hasn't crossed your mind, or maybe it has, but some of you are probably asking why I haven't talked about player 246 or guard 11, cause how should I say this? Their plot point doesn't really do anything for the story. They kind of just escape. Nothing crazy, to be honest. The only notable thing that happened was when the manager of the games fought Guard 11 when she tried to erase all the records of player 246, and he thought he had Guard 11 back into a corner, but he got a little ahead of himself and tried to foxy jump scare her and ended up getting absolutely cooked. And now we got the final players for the last game, and this is the moment where only the main characters are left for them to shine in the final showdown. No shot? What the fuck? Alright, I just got word that the final lineup is fucking trash. How the fuck is player 100 still here? And also, who the fuck are these people? Bro, the finals used to mean something for real. Now they make it anybody just make the final game with no backstory or notable screen time. Like, what happened to the game I love, bro? The finalist lineup is literally just Gi-hun, the baby, 333, and friends. This shit is actually worse than the 07 Cavs NBA Finals team, on God. Filled with straight bums and nobodies. Oh yeah, and Minsu, but he just be chilling for real. Meanwhile, outside the island, this detective is still trying to look for the Squid Game island. And bro, for a detective, this motherfucker gotta be one of the stupidest and useless motherfuckers ever. Fuck you mean you've been searching for this island for years and you still haven't found it? And you're telling me this Lieutenant Hank looking ass motherfucker never crossed your mind as suspicious at all? Motherfucker, did you ever question anything at all? Are you even a detective? And at this point, the detective caught word that Captain Park worked for the games because homeboy over here doing more detective work than bro himself, and found out he was connected to the recruiter. And I feel so bad for bro here. Imagine just kicking it with your homies, enjoying a nice and warm meal, and then asking the older guy on the ship if he wanted some noodles, and after he nodded yes, he just calmly proceeded to slime all of you and your homeboys out. But bro, this next bit is low-key aura, I'm not gonna lie. So one of the detective's homeboys is still alive after he just had a whole magazine shot at him, and Captain Park was asking where he was, and this dude proceeds to say, behind you. And the detective shot his ass with a fucking harpoon and made the first reasonable deduction of the season as the detective in order to figure out where the island is. Back to the Squid Game island, and these motherfuckers, including 333, are planning who they were going to kill in the first round of the last game, where one player has to essentially be sacrificed each round, while Minsu was looking like Sokka when he drank the cactus juice, literally seeing shit that's not even there. Then these six proceed to throw Minsu off the tower first while he was hallucinating and seeing demons for real. Then in the second round, they were planning to kill player 222, but Gian was not gonna let go of the baby. Unlike 333, this motherfucker Gian got more maternal instinct than this fucking deadbeat Toji ass motherfucker. However, this is where 333 was moving like L and had a big brain plan. He actually wanted to save the baby, so he baited the shit out of one of these NPCs into trying to push Gihun, while in reality he was gonna push him off. And although it's one man down, both Gihun and 333 have weapons to use against them, so this fight is technically 50-50. And even though these NPCs have a man advantage against them, they instantly folded and lost all confidence in themselves. They even beat up one of the people on their side to make sure they don't hurt them or throw them off. But this was just them being very desperate, and eventually all these NPCs kicked the bucket, including number 100, which felt so good. Oh my god, he survived way too long. And the final round was 456, 222, and 333. And this next bit is when I knew this motherfucker 333 was definitively a worse father than anyone I have ever seen. This motherfucker switched up the second he got on the last platform and demanded Gihun to give up the baby. This motherfucker was gonna sacrifice that shit to be the only winner. Actually disgusting. Bro ain't give a fuck about no baby, like I said. He was gonna yeet that shit off once Gihun was out of the picture. So Gihun drops everything, gives him the baby, and as the bridges battle close off, he jumps across the bridge last second and ends up tussling with 333 and ends up killing him. And if it weren't for the baby, he would have won back to back. But he didn't come to the games to win. He came to send a message. So he sacrificed himself to save a newborn baby. To tell the frontman, while there are those who are selfish, there are those who are willing to sacrifice for others and for the good of other people. Making the elimination of 456 one of the saddest but most beautiful deaths from this series. And making the baby the winner of Squid Game. This baby gotta be named Luigi with the way they did nothing and still won. Fucking freeloader on a group project. Did absolutely nothing and reaped all the benefits. And by the time the detective came onto the island, it was basically about to get blown into smithereens. Fucking useless. So you're telling me bro went on a wild goose chase for 2 seasons and didn't even accomplish doing what he was originally going to do. He didn't even get any answers. He saw his brother. Bro didn't even bother to shoot him. All he did was ask why, and then the frontman aura farming with the baby in hand just walks away, and the games never got stopped and just moved to the United States. But as a reward, you know what the detective got? Billions of dollars in child support for doing absolutely nothing.